Hello everyone, myself Atharu Matare, and today me and my group are going to present the topic Principles of Management. First of all, let's start with the introduction of the topic. Principle basically refers to fundamental truth. They serve as guide to actions and thought. Therefore, in this context, management principles are statements of fundamental truth based on logic which provide guidelines for managerial decision making and actions. So, in simple words, they are fundamental truths which affect the decision and actions of the manager. Henry Fayol, who is also known as father of modern management, has described 14 principles of management. We will go through them one by one. The first principle of management is division of work. Division of labor means specialization of jobs. Henry Fayol has stressed on the specialization of jobs. He has recommended that all kinds of work must be divided and subdivided and allotted to various people according to the expertise of people in various groups. Some advantages of division of work are it makes work simpler, leads to efficiency and economy, individual acquires speed and accuracy in his performance. Second principle of management is authority and responsibility. Responsibility refers to all the duties or activities that must be done to carry out a job, whereas authority is individual's right to take decisions. Authority and responsibility are coexistent. That means they exist at the same time. If authority is given to a person, he should also be made responsible, and it also goes for vice versa. Henry Fayol says that there should be balance between the two, that is, they must go hand in hand. Authority without responsibility leads to irresponsible behavior, whereas responsibility without authority makes the person ineffective. The third principle of management is unity of command. It states that every individual should receive orders from only one superior and report directly also to only one superior. Unity of command, therefore, is security against confusion. Therefore, dual subordination should definitely be avoided unless and until it is absolutely essential. Unity of command keeps the enterprise disciplined, stable, and ensures orderly existence. It also creates harmonious relationship between superiors and subordinates.
Unity of direction. Fayol advocates one head, one plan, which means that there should be one plan for a group of activities having similar objectives. Related activities should be grouped together. There should be one plan of action for them and they should be under the charge of a particular manager. According to this principle, efforts of the members of the organization should be directed towards common goal. Without unity of direction, unity of action cannot be achieved. In fact, unity of command is not possible without unity of direction. Equity. Equity means combination of fairness, kindness and justice. The employees should be treated with kindness and equity if devotion is expected of them. It implies that managers should be fair and impartial while dealing with the subordinates. They should give similar treatment to people of similar position. They should not discriminate with the respect to age, caste, religion, relation, etc. Equity is essential to create and maintain cordial relation between the manager and subordinate. But equity does not mean totally absence of harshness. Fail was of option that at time force and harshness might become necessary for the sake of equity. Order. This principle is concerned with proper and systematic arrangement of things and people. Arrangement of things is called material order and placement of people is called social order. Material order. There should be safe, appropriate and specific place for every article and every place to be effectively used for specific activity and commodity. Social order selection and appointment of most suitable person on the suitable job. There should be a specific place for everyone and everyone should have a specific place so that they can easily be contacted whenever need arises.
Discipline. According to Fayol, discipline means sincerity, obedience, respect of authority, and observance of rule and regulation of enterprise. This principle applies that subordinates should respect their order. It is an important requisite for smooth running of enterprise. Discipline is not only required on the part of subordinates but also on the part of management. Discipline can be enforced if first there is good superiors at all levels. Second, there are clear and fair agreements with workers. Third, sanctions are judicially applied. In initiative, workers should be encouraged to take initiative in the work assigned to them. It means eagerness to initiate actions without being asked to do is so. Fayol advised that management should provide opportunity to its employees to suggest ideas, experiences, and new method of work. It helps in developing an atmosphere of trust and understanding. People then enjoy working in the organization because it adds to their zeal and energy to suggest improvement in formation implementation of place. They can encourage with the help of monetary and non-monetary initiatives. Ninth, fair remuneration. The quantum and method of remuneration to be paid to the workers should be fair, reasonable, satisfactory, and rewarding of the efforts. As far as possible, it should accord satisfaction to both employer and employees. Wages should be determined on the basis of cost of living, work assigned, and financial positions of business, wages rated prevailing, etc. Logical and appropriate wage rates and methods and their payment reduce the tension and differences between the workers and management creates the harmonious relationship and pleasing atmosphere of work. Fayol also recommended provision of other benefits such as free education, medical and residential facilities to workers. 10th, stability of tenure. Fayol emphasized that employees should not be moved frequently from one position to another. That is, the period of service in a job should be fixed. Therefore, employees should be appointed after keeping in view principle of recruitment and selection bit. Once they are appointed, their services should be served. According to Fayol, time is required for an employee to get used to a new work and succeed to doing it well, but if he is removed before that, he will not be able to work render worthwhile services. As a result, the time, effort, and the money spent on training the worker will be the waste. Stability of job creates team spirit and the sense of belongingness among workers, which ultimately increase the quality as well as quantity.
The 11th principle of the management is scalar chain. The definition of the scalar chain constructed by the Henry Fayol is that the chain of superior ranging from the ultimate authority to the lowest. That means the chain from the CEO of this organization to the worker. Every orders, instructions, messages, explanations, etc. has to pass through this scalar chain. But for the sake of convenience and urgency, this path can be cut short, and this shortcut is known as gangplank. A gangplank is temporary arrangement between two different points to facilitate quick and easy communication. Gangplank clarifies that management principles are not rigid, rather they are very flexible. They can be molded and modified as per requirements of the situations. The 12th one is subordination of individual interest to the general interest. An organization is much bigger than the individual it constitutes. Therefore, the interest of the undertaking should prevail in all circumstances. As far as possible, reconciliation should be achieved between individual and group interests. But in case of conflict, individual must sacrifice for the bigger interest. In order to achieve this attitude, it is essential that first, employees should be honest and sincere. Second, proper and regular supervision of the work. And third, reconciliation of mutual differences and clashes by the mutual agreement. For example, first for the change of location of plant, and second for the change of profit sharing, etc. The 13th principle is esprit de corps. Esprit de corps can be achieved through unity of command. It refers to team spirit, that is, harmony in the work group and mutual understanding among the members. It inspires workers to work hard. Foil caution the managers against dividing the employees into competing groups because it might damage to the morale of the workers and interest of the undertaking in the long run. To inculcate esprit de corps, following steps should be undertaken. First, there should be proper coordination of work at all levels. Second, subordinates should be encouraged to develop informal relations among themselves. Third, efforts should be made to create enthusiasm and keenness among subordinates so that they can work to maximum ability. Fourth, efficient employees should be rewarded and those who are not up to the mark should be given a chance to improve their performance. Fifth, subordinates should be made conscious of that whatever they are doing is a great importance to the business and society. Foyle also cautioned against the more use of written communication to the subordinates, that is, face to face communication should be developed. The manager should infuse team spirit and belongingness. There should be no place for misunderstanding. People enjoying the work in the organization and offer their best towards the organization. The last principle of the management, according to Henry Foyle, is centralization and decentralization. First, centralization means concentration of authority at the top level. In other words, centralization is a situation in which top management retains most of the decision making authority. Decentralization means disposal of decision making authority to all the levels of the organization. In other words, sharing authority downwards is decentralization. According to Foyle, degree of centralization or decentralization depends on number of factors like size of business, experience of superiors, dependability and ability of subordinates, etc. Anything which increases the role of subordinate is decentralization and anything which decreases it is centralization. Foyle suggests the absolute centralization and decentralization is not feasible. An organization should strive to achieve a lot between these two.